And it was so random, and I didn't even know what I was doing. Like just now was a little brief little pause in the beginning. As you can see, it is my birthday. So I wanted to go live on TikTok. As you can see, if you're just, well, not as you can see, but if you're stumbling upon this channel and you see me, you don't know who I am. I am Coach B. Wiley. I always like to give an introduction, even though some people know who I am. 1,100 people are now subscribed to my channel. You guys are watching every day. Thank you so much. But for the ones who don't know who I am, my name is Coach B. Wiley. The B stands for Brooke. I have my retainer in, by the way, so it might be a little lisp, but look over it. So anyway, my name is Coach B. Wiley. I'm a certified professional life coach. What does that mean by certified? It mean I got training. I got on hands on deck. I got my training. And just a side note, anyone can deem themselves a coach, like a life coach, relationship coach, dating coach, and you can charge $5,000 an hour if that's what people want to pay. However, to be certified, I think it's better to get certified because you actually go to an academy, you get training, you get the teachings and everything that you need, along with your experience and witnessing the experiences of others. And I have been doing online social media for over a decade. So it's actually been 10 and a half years this month that I've been doing this. And then I started doing it professionally, meaning collecting income in 2020. So here I am. I'm on here all the time. I wanted to go live on TikTok. That's usually my jam, but I think I'm going to start moving everything actually over here to YouTube first because this is just where I need to be. So I hope you are doing well. As you can see, and even if you're seeing this live or later, it doesn't even matter. If you like the message, share the message. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm also an author. I write books. So the books, Hello, My Name is Single, Ready to Mingle is my first book that I wrote, and I self-published that book. It used to be on Amazon, but I took it off of Amazon, just FYI. For those of you who may have a book and you want to put it on Amazon, just be mindful that they're going to take a chunk of your money. So I would say sell it through your website so you can get all the money, or sell it on like a stand store. I have a stand store. You pay a fee every month, and I have all my books. Hello, My Name is Single is not on there. Hello, My Name is Single is on Barnes& and Noble, and it's on Google Play. So on Google Play, you can listen to it as an audiobook or on not as an audiobook. That's not true. You can download it as an ebook from Google Play, or you can buy it from Barnes& and Noble and get it as a soft copy. Nonetheless, my other books, Successfully Solving Single, How to Communicate with Your Mate, The Silent Treatment, and 5 Ways to Avoid Mr. Waster Time, they're all in my stand store. That link, I always put all my links on my in my description box. So today I wanted to talk briefly about desperation versus connection. So if you don't know me, before I became a life coach, like when I was going through my dating struggles, trying to figure my jam out, I did a lot of dating, like dead end dating is what I like to call it. Why is it dead end dating? Oh, it's my birthday, by the way. I don't know if I said it was my birthday, but if you're watching this on June 21st, it is actually my birthday. I am 43 today. So holla at your girl this 43rd year. So anyway, I was talking to someone, and we were just in a conversation, and I just kept using the word desperate, 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 how I used to be desperate. And she actually said, well, maybe you weren't desperate. Maybe you just wanted a connection. And she was right for some of the parts. However, the difference between desperate and what is it, connection, there's a difference. So when you're dating desperate, that means you'll take any old thing just to have something. What that looks like is a guy you may not be attracted to, but you'll date him because your phone has been dry and you're sick of your phone being dry. It could be a guy that doesn't have a job, a guy that barely works, a guy that lives with his mother, a guy that lives in the basement, a guy that don't live nowhere because he doesn't have a home to live in, a guy who has a bunch of kids and a bunch of baby mamas, a guy who is emotionally unavailable, a guy who is disrespectful, he's a liar, he's a cheater. Like the list can go on. And these characteristics aren't anything that you should be attracted to. And I know you say, well, times are hard, look at the economy. So what if he lives with his mother? All right, let's say he does live with his mother. So he best be having his own car, and he best be having a job to where he is saving up. So when the time comes, he is able to move out. There's a difference. We all fall on hard times at some point. It's typical to fall on hard times and to need help. I ain't gonna say typical, but it happens. It's not outside of the norm. And so what I mean by that is when I'm talking about desperate, this dude literally lives with his parents. He don't have no motives, no goals, no determination, no drive. He just living up in their basement, eating up all their food, not contributing to anything, and barely working. And he doesn't even have a vehicle. So it's like he's bumming off his parents. And you decide to date him because you don't want to be single. That's a desperate move. And the thing is, a lot of women get mad or bothered or irritated by that word. And the thing is, I used to be desperate. And you don't see me crying in the corner. Absolutely not. It is what it is. Just because you're desperate and you have desperate characteristics doesn't mean you have to stay there. Imagine if I was still desperate, I couldn't even be talking to you right now. I couldn't be putting out the videos and the insight and giving you the tools that actually work for you had I not recognized I was desperate and then actively did something about it. And that is a whole process. And a lot of women don't want to go down that road and don't want to do that process because a lot of women think that they are perfect and think that it's always the dude, when really no, it's the dude you choose, when it's supposed to be he who finds a wife. However, women are becoming men and wearing the pants and super masculine, and it's not working for you. Yet you don't want to turn around and say, maybe it's me, maybe it's something I'm doing wrong. I had no issues or qualms about asking myself, taking a look at the bigger picture, at the dudes I have been dating, and say, hey, there's a pattern here. Number one, there's always going to be a pattern. You'll know that when you're dating dumb. There's always a pattern. And by dumb, I don't mean that you're literally stupid. I'm just saying you don't make the smartest decisions when it comes to dating. So then you want to take a look at your patterns, your dating patterns. There's always going to be something there. I always tell you what my dating pattern used to be: dating the guy who was emotionally unavailable. And it always stems from somewhere, right? Mine stemmed from how I was raised as a child as to why I kept continuing to date and attract and be attracted to guys who are emotionally unavailable. Just like with you. Why do you keep attracting guys who cheat on you? Why do you literally keep attracting guys who want to pick you up and put you back down, but hold on to you because maybe they need a place to stay. Maybe they're not ready to leave you just yet because they have not yet found someone that they actually want to commit to. There's always something. Now, what connection looks like, how it's different from desperation, is you've been single for quite some time. You've been doing the work on yourself. You're doing the self assessments. You're reading your book. You're praying. You're going to church. You're working on your manifestation journal. What is that thing I got on the wall? Your vision board. You're working on that. You're working on your body. You're working on your 3 S's. Successfully Solving Single has 3 S's: self-care, self-development, self-reliance. You're working on your 3 S's. However, that dude is not showing up yet. It could be months or it could be years to where you have not had a connection with the guy. This doesn't make you desperate for a guy. This means you literally want to connect by phone, date, conversation, and have a natural and good, authentic, organic conversation with a guy that you're attracted to. He's attracted to you, and the energy is being reciprocated. That is connection. That does not deem you desperate because you have taken what I like to call pause for the cause, which every woman should take. What that is, B. Wiley, is when you take your pause for the cause, that means you done hit a brick wall so bad, you done bumped your head, now you're in a coma. Now, while you in your coma, your phone is dead, it ain't ringing, you don't have no dudes, no ex-boyfriends, no on and off situationships going on. That literally means your phone is dry as the grass on a hot Arizona day. There's nothing going on there. And you've literally shut any kind of toxic energy out with these dudes. You ain't hooking up. You're doing nothing but focusing on yourself. And when you take that pause for the cause, you take a look back at the last 3 situations you were in, whether that was a situationship, whether that was a relationship, and even a marriage. I don't talk a lot about marriage because I've never been married before. I'm not to be married. I'm not married yet. And so you want to think about those 3 previous situations that you were in dating romantically, and you want to think about what you did wrong. And if you can't do that, that means you don't need to go any further, because if you can't look at yourself, that don't mean that you're not a quality woman just because you have flaws. What you think I did? How you think I got to where I am? My foot is going to sleep. I'm sitting up on a high chair. My foot is going to sleep. But anyway, what did you think that I was back when I was making my dating mistakes and liking the guys that I want? I was a trash woman. I was a trash bag. And I didn't even realize how trash I was based on the mistakes I was making. And I'm laughing because it's funny, because I'm not the same person today as I was then. And hell, I was actually a little delusional about who I was back then. And a lot of women And you'll pick up on this. If you got to brag and boast about your qualities, about how good of a woman you are, then girl, that's a red flag because your energy speaks for itself. Like, like I done told y'all before, your energy will speak before you say a word. So I done met dudes all day, every day. And I remember one dude that I was talking to, and we were just talking about just regular conversation. And somehow he was like, you know what? I can tell you don't take no stuff. And I was like, really? He was like, yes. He was like, I can just tell. And you want to know why he could tell? And not because I was telling him, yeah, woo, woo, woo. I'm a dating and communication coach. Absolutely not. Because I don't go around saying that doesn't make sense. I don't push myself up on people. I don't insist on them listening to my insight about dating and communicating. That's stupid. I don't do that. So he was like, no, I can tell. It is something about you. That's the thing about it. Y'all want to swear up and down dudes is dumb. They're absolutely not. They observe. They know exactly what a girl is. She's either going to be his friends with benefits. He's going to friend zone her. The difference between, the difference between friend zone and friends with benefits is two different things. Or he's going to make her his forever. Those are the three F's. Maybe I should write a book about that. That just gave me an idea. So when you're out here and you're kind of confused about why you continue to attract what you attract, which is not working for you or serving you or benefiting you, then that's when you need to look at you because you're the common denominator. And perhaps you have some desperate characteristics. And when you think about that word desperate, you think about me. You think about me. You know what? B. Wiley was desperate and she pulled through it. She worked through it. And look at her now. She's giving me all this advice that is actually working for me. And I am so happy. Speaking of this, now this client wasn't desperate that I'm about to tell y'all about, but my very first client back in 2020 when I started charging money, like that's what I mean, my very first client, when I charge mucho dinero. My very first client, she was in a situation, she wasn't very experienced with getting jiggy with men. She got jiggy with one man. And this guy, he was taking her down through there. And before he broke up with her, I predicted it. I told her on that coaching conversation, hey, Shy, thank you so much. Oh, I didn't know you guys could say stuff in the comments. Thank you so much, sis, for the birthday wishes. So with her, she was my very first client. And I knew that he was going to break up with her. I didn't know him from a can of paint. I just knew what she told me about him. And so I remember this call like it was yesterday. I said, girl, he about to break up with you. She got so mad at me. She was so angry with me when we got off the phone. And I said, all right, I'm just letting you know what's going to happen. And sure as the sun is shining outside on the longest day of the year, that happens to be my birthday, June 21st, we had our next session. Guess who broke up with somebody? Her boyfriend broke up with her. Her boyfriend broke up with her. And I told her, and ever since then, because at first, I will say this, a lot of my clients will get mad at me. They'll get mad, they'll get angry when I start to give them the cold hard truth, when I start to give homework that they don't want to do, but they end up circling back and I keep going back to that same homework and they actually do it and it works. Shai says, no problem. New to you and have been catching up on videos. Okay, thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Shai. Keep watching. And if you ever have a video request, let me know. Shoot it in the comments, shoot me a DM, email me. All my links are everywhere. Just let me know. I'll be glad to do a video for you. I've never done live. Well, no, I did it once, but I'm doing it here tonight. So with my client, with her, yeah. So back to my clients. So my clients they'll get irritated with me. However, once they start listening and doing what I tell them to do, they see results. And that's what it's about. So that young lady, actually, fast forward to this year, she's still my client. She came to me for 9 months straight. And then after that, she would skip some months and then she'll pop in, pop back out. Then she'll come a little bit. And now she's coming on average once a month. Well, guess what? She is now engaged. She's literally engaged. The next guy, after that guy broke up with her, we worked through all that because we went through my program called the Deal, Heal, Surrender program. I got some videos on that if you want to check that out. It's all about a breakup. I'm actually working on a breakup book right now to get you guys together when it comes to a breakup. Well, the guy she's with, she met him after she had healed from all that, got over the ex. She then met her now fiance, and they just got engaged. And the thing is, ladies, we be feeling like it's the end of the world when we be with the wrong dude. But the thing is, why do you want to be miserable? Usually when you're with the wrong dude, do you feel good? Like you want to feel good the majority of the time. In dating and relationships, of course, it's not going to be perfect. However, if you feel down and depressed and upset and mad as hell, 95, 80, shoot, I'm saying more than half of the time, that is a problem. And you need to address that problem. And after you address that problem, you give some time to see things change. Y'all compromise, y'all come together, y'all communicate, and things are supposed to get better. However, things are getting worse. And you ladies, your tolerance level is through the roof, it's sky high, it's up there in the outer space. And it's just like you keep holding on to a bunch of nothing, a bunch of misery. And you have to focus on the facts versus your feelings when it comes to dating, because your feelings will get you effed up, literally and figuratively speaking. So when it comes to should I leave? Am I being desperate? What's going on? I'm confused. What are we doing? I don't know. All of those are red flags. And that's when you need to say, even if you got to jot it down, I got to write everything out. I got a little notepad right here. I write everything down. I don't care what it is. So anyway, that's when you have to, when you got confused and you're confused and you don't know what to do, that's when you take your list and write down the pros and cons of being with this guy. You have to write down the good and the not so good. And usually in situations like this, if you have to even take it to this level, you should already know this dude ain't the one. And I don't know why we like to hold on so bad to dudes who are not the one. Would you hold on to a job? I always go back to money because everybody needs money. Would you go to a job and they said, oh, you get 100 hours of PTO every year. And then all of a sudden, 6 months in, you look at your PTO, you ain't using no PTO. And it's like, 15 hours of PTO. And then you go to them like, dude, what's up with my PTO? And they be like, oh yeah, we had to borrow some of it and give it to four other coworkers just because they needed it. Like, would you tolerate that? Would you continue to go to work? Or let's take it a step further. You going to work, they hire you at a $100,000 a year salary, and they're supposed to get a bonus at the top of every year of 25K. Well, guess what? The top of the year come, you ain't get no bonus. And then at the end of the year, when you go to look at your paycheck, not the end of the year, at the every 2 weeks when you get paid, it ain't matching 100 grand a year. It's more like $10,000 a year. Are you gonna still sit there and just be like, well, is they gonna pay me $100,000 a year like they said? Am I gonna get that 25,000 next year? Do I wait around to see? Absolutely not, because that is your livelihood. And you know what? Being in a bad dating situation is also your livelihood too. And you're breaking your own self down and wasting your own time by engaging, entertaining, and tolerating dudes who literally are showing you openly and actively that they don't want to be with you. It can be a hard pill to swallow when you find out. Let me find out. When you find out that a dude don't want you, when he's the one who openly pursued you, approached you, got your number, and started to date you, and then all of a sudden he grows distance, he backed up, and now he don't want you. It can be a hard pill to swallow. And for the lady who DM'd me the other day about she just don't understand why this dude is not into her, what is going on? He never wants to see her. He's becoming distant. All the signs. She's blaming herself. It's not you, sis. Actually, he just don't want you. And that's okay, because I done already told y'all you are an acquired taste. Everybody should not want you. You should not taste great to everybody. Sometimes you are bitter. You are just not the right taste. You're not the right look. You're not the right build, whatever it may be. You just ain't the right fit for them. So why would you want to force it? Just to prove a point that you can get the dude because he looks so good. Why would you want to force it just to prove to your family you can get a man? Why would you want to force it just to show out on social media, to show the social media superstars that you got to boo? It doesn't make sense. And that's a process too. That's a whole process that you have to work through when you start to blame yourself and think you're less than just because you can't keep the dude that was once after you, attracted to you, pursuing you. And I'm trying to think if I went through that. I'm pretty sure if I think back, if I blame myself as far as, I'm pretty sure I had a season, but that's been a long time ago. The one season that stands out to me the most is a season of attracting guys who are emotionally unavailable and just being desperate for guys, or just desperate for a guy, so much so that I would just date a guy who liked me, any guy who liked me, even when I didn't find them attractive. I can think of two dudes right now. Silent Bob is one of them. And then we'll call the other one a rapper. We'll just call the other one a rapper. He was another one I just was not attracted to, but I just went along to get along because he liked me and I wanted a boyfriend. And he was like going overboard with I'm not going to say antics, but he was definitely doing the most. And so I ended up choosing him versus this other guy. And I really and that's one regret that I do have. It's two regrets that I do have when it comes to guys. One was in my 20s and one was in my 30s. And the one in my 20s, I've since changed my mind because I know how he treats me because we still keep in touch. I know how he treats and talks to me, which has always been respectful, even though I screwed that up. But the way he treats other women and talks about other women, I don't like it. So that's a turn off. So even if I thought about spinning the block, I'm not, because it's just like I don't want a guy that talks to women and about women like that disrespectfully, even though he's respectful to me. But and then the other guy that was in my 30s that I screwed up. I just screwed up. I chose the rapper instead of him. And it's just like, oh, I hate that I screwed that up, but I can't remember his name. So I've been trying to think of this dude's name for years. And this was back in 2013. I cannot remember that dude's name to save my life. So I guess he didn't need that much, but he does stand out from that experience. And then another thing before I get off of here, ladies, you got to stop beating yourself up about the coulda, woulda, shouldas. I mean, my God, because I was beating myself up about those two dudes that I just mentioned. The first one, particularly, not so much the second one. I think about him sometimes, but the first one, I would beat myself up for a long time. And it's just like, and he already knows. I've already talked to him 1,000 times over about how I screwed up, why I screwed up. Like we've had long conversations over the years about how I was a moron, but I was just really just ignorant. That's all there is to it. I didn't do it on purpose. But anyway, so back to the subject at hand. Desperation. Oh, I'm sorry. If you saw that, my mouth it's watery and I'm drinking water. But anyway, so when it comes to being desperate for a dude versus wanting to have a connection with the guy, those are two different things. And you must understand the difference. Quit beating yourself up about things. If you did mess up, if you do see some toxic dating patterns, it's okay. You can take a pause and then you can just work on yourself. Do yourself a favor and work on yourself. And how you do that is you can start by watching all of my free videos. I am on Facebook, here on, what is this? Here on YouTube. I am on TikTok. There are approximately thousands, at least, videos. There's probably around 1,000 on YouTube alone that you can watch that is free for you. And then I have a freebie in my stand store, link in my bio. It is how to avoid Mr. Waste Time in 5 steps. That is free. That is my birthday gift for you, but it's going to be here regardless. It's free beyond today. And then a lot of women deal with men who give them the silent treatment. I created a book for that. Download it to your phone. It's 20 pages. You can get that. If you're struggling with yourself, Susan, because you just don't know what you're doing when dating and you want to just start the basics, the basic training in dating, you want to get Successfully Solving Single. You can get that. And don't let that title fool you. Successfully Solving Single is for single women and women who are in relationships, which brings me to How to Communicate with Your Mate. That's another book because y'all communication is trash. I talk to so many people every day that you want to get right underneath my skin, come over here with some janky communication skills and it really boils my blood, and my blood don't need to be boiling because that don't make no sense. It's gonna burn my skin. So you can get that one, How to Communicate with Your Mate. Am I forgetting something? Hello, my name is Single. I mentioned that one before. It is on Google Play and it is on Barnes and Noble. Just look me up. Just look up the title or just look up B. Wiley. Have I covered everything? It feels like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think so. So that was my birthday video for you all. Thank you all for watching. Thank you again, Shy, for watching and commenting below. If you ever want to email me, datingtips@coachbwiley.net. Shoot me an email. Ask me a question. If you want to take it a step further and book me as your new life coach, feel free to do so. I can get you together. I just told you about my very first client, and she's getting married. And guess who's going to the wedding? Me. And I've talked to her fiance. I actually coached him also before he became her fiance. I coach men too. I have a client right now. She hired me about 2 years ago and we had some sessions, and then she took a break and now she's back and we've had some sessions, and she wants her boyfriend. Her boyfriend wants me to be his life coach too. So I coach men too. I've coached like a handful of men out of the women that I've coached. And I've coached teenagers too. However, I don't really go into that right now, deep dive into that. I did it a favor for someone, but I will as long as I get the parents' consent, of course, specifically if they're minors is what I mean. So outside of that, if you do want to book a one-on-one with me, back to that, go to mymentor.life. The links are everywhere in my videos, mymentor.life. Coach B. Wiley, if you want to get yourself together, because I'm telling you, I got you. So communication is my fave. It's my jam. Dating is something that I've mastered because I've been a serial dater for a long time, and I can tell you how to do it wrong. I can show tell you how to do it right. And I can definitely teach you how to online date too. I don't believe in online dating. However, I've done it before. It's been a trillion years ago, but I've done it, and I can actually tell you how to do it appropriately. So outside of that, I done gave it all y'all. I done gave y'all all I can give for today. And I think that's about it. I actually have another birthday video. It's a quick little snippet that I'm gonna put up after this one. So y'all got 3 videos for the price of none today. I got one video that's already up today, this video that's doing right now. Then I'm gonna put another video up after this one. So that's 3. So you get with me if you need help. And if you know somebody that needs help, share all my stuff with them. If you need help, watch all my stuff. It's free. I'm not asking y'all to spend nothing. I'm just telling y'all to go ahead and watch the free stuff. And then if you need more help, then download the freebies and then buy stuff that's not free. It's affordable. And then book a session with me. Ain't that easy? Ain't that simple? Don't you want to date? Stop dating dumb? Don't you want to get smart? Then do what I'm giving to you. I'm giving you all I got. And I'll be back tomorrow to give you some more because I'll be reloaded because I'm going to go to sleep after I have me a margarita or something. It's my birthday. I'm 43. Get into it. Talk to you guys later.